All right, welcome back to another episode of Small Guys Podcast. Today we are reviewing The Emperor's New Groove. The Emperor is turned into a llama by his ex-administrator and must now regain the throne with the help of Paka, the gentle llama herder. This movie has an 86% critic score on Rotten Tomatoes and 83% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. It's an hour 19, came out in 2000, and it's rated G. What do you guys think?
Yeah, so
Uh,
we're just picking movies that aren't bangers. I see stuff across the board. That's
we're also
cool.
trying to fill in movies that we should also mention we're all kind of really busy right now, and this is a short movie. I was able to watch this right before we
I
recorded.
was gonna say I watched this shit at work. I'm fucking around though. This is a great fucking movie.
It is a good movie.
It's a childhood classic. You know, everyone knows the iconic scene of the pull the lever, Kronk, and as you fall in, wrong lever. But yeah, I was happy this came across. I haven't seen it since I don't even know. But yeah, I was happy I had a reason to fucking watch it again.
So I actually, for some odd reason, watched this like this last summer. I have no idea why. Like I just had the desire. It was late. It was like 3 a.m. or something, and I just wanted to watch this movie. I don't know why. I think I saw like a clip on TikTok or YouTube Shorts or something. I think it was that pull the lever scene, but it was referring to something else. Like it was tying it in with something. I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna watch that movie. Instant classic. I did tell these guys in the chat. I didn't realize. I mean, maybe you wouldn't notice this, but it's David Spade. It's Cusco.
Oh shit!
What?
Are you
Yeah.
really? That was him.
I would bet
David
that
Spade
a lot
from
of
Grown-Ups.
I would bet that there's a good amount of people that
No,
don't
if you
realize
listen
that.
to last Friday's episode at the end, me, Mike, and Aiden were talking about it, and I said that it's with David Spade, and both of them were like, "What, really?" And they had me even second guessing, like, "Yeah, it's him." And Aiden went and looked it up, and yeah, so Aiden didn't know, and Mike had just recently watched it too, and Mike didn't even know. So I don't know. I guess as a kid, I don't know.
I didn't.
I think
I,
I
like
saw
I
him
said,
in something. Oh, sorry, Andrew.
no, like I said, like I texted you, Brian. I said like as a kid, I felt like I just like differentiated like voice actors were different
Which
than like
is
real
Well,
actors. Like it didn't
I'm gonna
click together that they
see,
could be the same
see.
I'm
So
gonna
I
person.
blow
don't.
your mind too here, Andrew, because Paka is also Sully in Monster Inc.
I know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
I recognize that. Well,
before
I didn't know that as a kid though. I didn't. I'll be honest.
really?
Like, well, how would I? I wouldn't even think
They
that. I
sound the
was watching.
same.
I know.
look,
I wasn't
Josh,
thinking that stuff though.
look,
If they're doing like
we
a
were
voice, like an
fucking kids,
accent,
bro. Shut up.
you didn't know that either, Brian?
Well, I mean, again, at the time, what I was gonna say before your dumbass comment. No, what I was gonna say though is the only reason I knew it was David Spade was because at some point as a kid, David Spade was in a movie. My mom goes, "Hey, you know that's Emperor from Emperor's New Groove, right?" And I was like, "What the fuck? That's
See,
allowed?"
yeah, as a kid,
And that's the only reason I knew it because I'm in the same
Exactly.
camp as Andrew. And then the same thing with Sully and Kronk, or not Kronk, Paka. That was also I was like, hey, you like, and then another connection, boom, here you go. It fucking blew my mind as a child.
Yeah.
You just don't think about that.
You don't think now, don't get me wrong. When I was watching this right now, I immediately was like, "Oh my God, that's Sully, that's John Goodman." Like I immediately knew because I'm an adult and
Yeah.
I recognize, I hear a voice. But at 6 years old, I was not on IMDb checking out who was in the cast.
Yeah, I remember looking up the cast after every movie.
What was
Well,
what this do at the box office?
It made 90 million in the U.S.
I was joking. I was saying
It
like,
is a
I
Disney
wasn't.
movie.
Yeah,
Well, I was just saying.
as a kid, I used to, eat those little candy cigarettes and ponder what I just watched and dissect every film.
Well,
I
like
was meant
even
to be a podcaster.
even like Toy Story, like Tim Allen, like I don't know. I knew he was from like Home Improvement. I don't know. I didn't know their names. Obviously, like I didn't know the actors' names or anything, but like I knew.
I think that was the
Oh.
only one that I knew. Toy Story, Tim Allen.
Yeah, well, you probably knew Tom
Well,
Hanks
plus,
too. I'm
plus
sure.
he was
Yeah.
Santa Claus.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
feel like
Yeah, that too.
But like as a kid, I genuinely think those are the only two like voice actors that I can think of off the top of my head that I recognized.
Okay.
Everyone else.
Yeah, and like and too,
aside.
if like an actor who's a famous actor, if he's doing like a wacky voice, in an animated movie, then for sure I could get like not knowing, 100%.
Well,
So
you know what else is really cool is it's happened a couple times, and I can't think of an example other than the guy that voiced fucking Spider-Man in the animated show popped up in a different game. And then the same thing, Kevin Conroy voiced Batman in the animated show, went on to do the Arkham games. That was always a crazy thing growing up. It's like you have these great kid shows, and then you get to where, like, obviously it's well known, we all fucking game, but you get to play in these games, you're like, holy shit, this is like my childhood.
Yeah. No, I laughed. I was watching this movie, scene like, I think it's like probably 25-ish minutes in, maybe 20 minutes in, when Cusco is a llama, and he's this movie is funny, by the way, even as an adult. Like,
Dude.
It's stupid. It's funny. I laughed when he goes into the forest and he's like, just, oh, I'm the emperor, I know everything, and he messes with the squirrel.
Yep.
And then he falls all the way down, and he's with all these like Black Panthers, Jaguars, and the squirrel just out of nowhere pulls out a fucking balloon, turns it into a balloon animal, and then pops it. Like,
But the
that's
best part
really
is
ignorant.
that doesn't even fucking wake up the Panthers. It's him going, aha, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then the Panthers will go. Dude, the scene right before that, though, I think it was right before that, where you're supposed to feel bad for Paku, right? But because it's the Emperor's fucking story, he like does the fourth wall break, and he's just like, now remember, this is a story about me, and he circles himself and then just starts crossing out
Crosses
Paku.
him out.
Yeah, he puts an X, and then he goes, yeah, again, it's about me, and then scribbles some more. Like, that little shit.
You can't
was
really
so
see him.
funny. Yeah.
No, I liked how they broke the fourth wall. That's a good way to describe it. I liked how they did that, though, how they kind of like, there was a little bit of, in a kids movie, it makes it more funny too, like that little narration that they have going on there.
Again, I sent that picture into our chat after I watched it, and I was like audibly cracking up at work. The fucking the scene at the end where they're going back to the lair, and they're just like, how the hell did you beat us back? And she goes,
The racing back.
Yeah, and he goes, yeah, Kronk, how did we beat them back? And he goes, well, but this calculation, we shouldn't be here right now. And it's like the map of the way that they took that scene. Because again, it's a kid's movie. You're not thinking too deep about it. But as a parent, I'm sure that shit would have cracked me up. The way it did
sense.
now. Yeah, exactly. You're like, aha, I get it. But as a parent, you're like, all right, this shouldn't be a thing. But they're gonna write it off as a thing, and it's perfect.
I like how they address it, which is funny. They like put the obvious in your face, like, how did we get here first? And like, yeah, wait, we shouldn't be here first.
There was a moment too, when they're at the diner, and like, I definitely didn't notice this as a kid, but Cusco's dressed up as a woman llama, and and he's walking to the kitchen to go complain, and that guy's just checking him out the whole walk there, and then he gives like Paca this look like, damn. And I never noticed that as a kid, but I just like laughed so loud when I saw
that scene though, where they're doing the merry-go-round through the door about the potatoes. It's like, cheese, no cheese, cheese.
Yeah.
I love how too, like the chef just packs up and leaves after he gets a couple complaints, and Kronk's just back there, just starts going to work.
Kronk goes, I'm kind of busy. Of course you are, Kronk.
Dude, he's so good too.
He's awesome. Yeah, no, that
you know what else he's in, right?
Nope.
Get smart.
Huh?
Get smart.
No, you don't know what show he's in? Animated show?
Yeah, not if you don't say it. No.
Brian knows.
I do know it.
You want me to say?
Yeah, say it. I'm gonna be pissed.
It is a podcast. Well, he's also in Ted too, but that's not what I was referring to.
Is he the one where he goes, I texted a guy at 3 a.m. to beat me up, and then he just goes, I think I'm gay? that was him, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because he's in the first movie, but I don't think he's in the second one at all.
I think he pops up as a cameo in the second one. I could be wrong, and it could be at the end of the first one, but I thought there's like he pops up with a boyfriend and he goes, I am gay.
Yeah, so he's in Scooby-Doo episodes, and he's in, I'm trying to think what else. Oh, Fairly Odd Parents. So he appears in that too. As the agent guys who remember how whenever they get in trouble, like the agents would show up too to stop them. Yeah, so he would voice them and stuff. And then too, he's Joe Swanson from Family Guy. That's what I was referring to though.
God damn it! I was picturing. But he is,
and what's pretty cool. His nephew is currently The Bachelor, which is pretty cool too. Because so I was watching The Bachelor and like he popped up, and I'm like, what the
Bachelor of
hell is
what?
he
Is
doing here?
this a
Kronk, what are
TV
you
show
doing
or
here?
Yeah, The Bachelor's a TV show, reality
Ooh.
TV show.
oh
His nephew's on it, but they brought him on it to get some star power on there to get people to
oh
watch. But I was like
nice.
shocked to see him there. I was like, what the hell? So, and you know what? Right when he talks, he has like a noticeable voice. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's in all these animated stuff. So, but yeah, I thought for sure you'd know he's in Family Guy, though,
Ooh,
Brian.
no, dude. I mean, I fucking obviously I know it, but I blanked so hard on that because even watching it, I was like, "This guy's a great voice actor." I know I've seen him before in other stuff, other animated
Yeah,
things. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I just didn't go as far as looking up, but I do remember him being a Get Smart. That's why I keep saying it. That's like the
yeah.
only thing I can think of.
I think he is in that.
He is. I know he is.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Great watch. It was on Netflix like a year or two ago, and I ripped through it. I love that movie.
Yeah, I do remember him from Ted though too, and that's pretty funny when he's in that also.
Oh,
So,
it's a great scene.
but I think like his character just overall is like I don't know. I love every time he was on screen. He was just like my favorite character. Like I was excited every time we'd get back to him and his shenanigans. Like when he's talking to the squirrel, that squirrel bit when he's talking,
Yeah.
like it's hilarious.
Squeak,
Well, what's
squeak,
cool? What's
squeak,
cool
squeak.
about him is like he's not a bad guy. He's just following around the worst human
Yeah,
ever.
he's a henchman.
Yeah, he doesn't even realize what he's doing. Like my favorite thing is when she yells out of the fucking speaker and it's like pull over, I'm tired, and you think like they're in a carriage and no, she's just on Kronk's back and hops out. Like he's just so oblivious, he doesn't care.
Yzma is her name, correct? The evil
Yeah.
lady. Yeah.
Yeah, she passed away in real life like in 2008,
Yeah,
so a while ago.
Ah.
The voice
Rip to the
actress.
queen. She killed it. I
Yeah.
did forget how much
As a kid,
I loved her.
I was scared of her.
You know what I was more scared of though? I'm gonna fuck up her name, so correct me. Was it Cruella Deville? Is that her name from fucking 101? She scared the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Same with the big what was she, an octopus in fucking Little Mermaid?
Oh, Little Mermaid. Yeah, that was scary. I remember because actually the octopus. I mean, we're going on tangents here. But that lady scared me as a kid because I saw that movie for the first time when I was probably like 4 or 5. It was
Like
late
probably
at
when I was
night.
like 17.
And I was like, ooh, spooky. 17.
I remember having this movie on like VHS. I don't know if you guys did you guys have
Oh,
VHS?
100%.
Oh yeah,
100%. We had a shit ton of them. And yeah, again, I like I said, I definitely watched this movie as a kid. And I want to say I watched it at some point when Disney came out, like Disney Plus came out. I feel like I did, but I could be wrong. But I didn't remember a lot of it. But I was glad you brought the thing up. You guys ever watched the show? And you like unlocked a memory for me, Josh. Every fucking morning, my dad would come in, turn the TV on, whatever the fuck it was left on, and it would always be that. So I'd start my morning with that show, but I could not tell you what that show was about one bit.
Well, yeah, so there was
the show about. I did watch the show too.
He goes to school, right?
He goes to school, yeah, and he meets like a love interest because they kind of tease at the beginning of the movie that you know, he should be courted and you know have a wife and you know, so they tease that, but in the show, yeah, he gets like this love interest and she's really a great character too. But they even made like a spin-off movie from this called Kronk's New Groove. Didn't do well,
which we will be reviewing soon.
Yeah, we're gonna take down this whole fucking universe.
Yeah. So then it was that movie and then the show in 2006. So, but yeah, I you know, there's only 2 seasons of the show. I think there was like 44 episodes or something.
I was gonna say that's when they used to crank out animations. Like it wasn't like we were getting 8 episodes like Invincible. They're like, all right, here we fucking go.
Yeah, they just not only that, but it was. I think the thing is back then with animations, the stories were still solid, but they didn't. It was like, even if you look at like a lot of like the kids shows, like the shows you watched in like preschool and before that, all of those like classic shows, I only know this because I was recently on Disney Plus, and just like looking at stuff, they're all like 2 seasons, like all of them.
Yeah.
Everything is like 2 seasons, nothing more.
They feel longer, don't they?
Yeah, they did. Like as a kid, like, oh, I swear that was like a massive part of my life. But now it's like they put out like 18 episodes.
Well, you know what was crazy, and again, super tangent here, and maybe this show did it too, and I don't know. Finding out like you used to think SpongeBob had all these episodes, right? But then you go to watch it on like Prime, and you realize the 30-minute block was 2 episodes in one. Like we were getting
Yeah.
twofers and didn't even fucking realize it. So that's why I felt like there was so much going on. And then you look at it when you get older, you're like, oh man, it's just like a 30-minute 2-episode thing going on.
So
Yeah.
I'm looking at Patrick Warburton's IMDb now, and who does Kronk. Listen to this: Dirt, Men in Black 2, Chicken Little, Hoodwinked, Open Season, Underdog, B Movie, Get Smart, Ted, Space Champs, a bunch of these.
I only know that because I
Go.
looked at it right before this review, actually, and saw
Oh,
that
did you?
and thought the same. Yeah, and I
Yeah, that's
thought the same thing. I was
crazy. I
like,
didn't know.
holy
Oh, he
cow,
was in
he's
Ted too, by the way.
All right, I figured I could have
Okay,
sworn
I
he
couldn't
was
remember him in that.
with the boyfriend, and that's literally the bit. He
Mm.
like he looks at Mark Wahlberg and Ted just goes, "Yeah, so I'm gay," and then like I think he shows up at the end, and that's it. Like I don't even think he plays. Well, I mean, he's not even significant in the first one, but you see him more throughout it comparatively to the second.
Yeah.
We may start doing like an extra bonus episode every month where we just review an animated movie going forward, I'm thinking.
Well, they should just be in rewinds more. It's criminal that they haven't been. I was looking at the list and I was like, why have we not done an animated movie yet?
Well, I think the only thing that Andrew's getting at is we are gonna be worried about time.
Yeah. Well, no, we've done animated movies in the past. I should say that, but we haven't rewind one yet. That's what I should say. We have done animated movies before. And we're doing one actually Friday for Super Mario.
We are.
But
Yes.
but yeah, no, I was like, wait, I don't think we've rewind. I had to go double check because I was like, I don't think we have.
Dude, I've been saying our next superhero rewind is The Incredibles.
Yeah,
we might as well do the first Spider-Verse, bro.
Ooh,
yeah,
we could do that.
The best Spider-Man movie ever fucking made. I don't know if you guys are gonna cut this or not, but I feel like we should leave this in, let the fans know our thought process here. Let them know that we're just people too.
Oh, what we've said so far?
Yeah.
Should I cut out the racist stuff you said?
Whoa, dude!
I'll cut that out.
Why do you always do this to me?
I always have to cut it out.
Let me get canceled, goddamn it!
Yeah, I noticed too in the movie, when he makes him that promise that he's not going to build his summer home where his house is, and then gives the camera that look. It's such a stupid premise
concept.
It is, but it's just to show how selfish he is and only cares about himself. But yeah, I liked when he lies to him and we know he's lying to him. Like that next scene, the bridge collapses and then he's like, "No, I've been lying to you." So it's like I feel like we're used to movies nowadays where it's like, okay, you've like. They're going to go on this adventure now, and at the end, he's going to backstab him. But no, it's like the next scene.
Yeah, the backstab is right away.
Yeah.
And then gets the instant karma.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, and then they're kind of going back and forth. With, like, they have that bridge scene. They both kind of have the option, like, do I save him? Do I not save him? Do I save him? Do I not save him?
Mm-hmm.
They both have it. Like,
Paca's such a good guy.
Yeah. We even is it after that where they're laying down? He gives him his shirt. Off his back.
Before.
Or is that before? Before? Okay.
Yeah, that's why it makes this the whole thing worse about him on the bridge.
It does.
It's because they had a moment. He goes, "What is that? Alpaca?" And he goes, "Yes, my wife made it for me."
Yeah, because you think like,
Yeah,
oh, okay, well, like he changed his mind. Like you actually believe him that he is actually not going to build his summer home there and take his home away.
It's so funny that is the fucking premise. Is he invites him to the castle and it's just like, so what's the best place to get some sun? He goes, all right, perfect. I'm gonna put my pool there and I'm gonna build my summer home, and that's the whole plot.
Yeah, and I love the ending too, where he's like, "You lied to me." It's like, what do you mean?
Yep.
I love that. That was really cool. I've been there. There's no sun.
It's so funny knowing that it's fucking David Spade.
Yeah, he does such a good job.
He does do a good job.
But you see him in like what is it, The Dirt? Is that his show that he had? And then you see him in that Adam Sandler movie that's on Netflix. What is it, The Stepdad? Not The Stepdad, something about being a dad. And he's just a deadbeat.
Yeah, isn't there like the Do-Over or something though, where they're like in an action movie together? I know he's in Grown Ups.
The action movie was Do-Over, and then
because they were in that together too.
Yes. I gotta look it up now.
You know what I forgot about this movie? I forgot that there's a music number at the beginning. Like I know Disney movies does that a lot.
Yeah, especially the older ones used to always do that to start them off.
Yeah, like Lion King and all those. But like,
also,
I was like, this movie has a music number.
I forgot about that. But one, It's Joe Dirt, not The Dirt. The Dirt is the remake about Motley Crue. Joe Dirt. And then the other
Oh.
movie I was thinking about, Wrong Missy was funny as fuck. And then
Oh
Father of
yeah.
the Year.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen Father of the Year.
Father of the Year is the one where he's just a redneck deadbeat and he tries to get back in his son's life. Pretty good
Oh,
watch.
really?
Yeah.
And that's a movie, right?
Yeah. That was
Okay.
when Adam Sandler signed that deal. I think that was one of those
Oh,
movies. Like it's a
one of
Happy
those.
Madison. Yeah, I
Okay.
binged through all of them during COVID.
Ah, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and I like the scene a lot too, where Paca's wife and the kids like try to trap them in the house like that and stall them. I thought that was all really
Yeah.
like funny.
Dude, when she fucking so they set up that giant trap for her to like go down the hill, but when she gets painted and then they throw the feathers on her, and then the final where she ends up in the pinata, like in the pinata's place, and they'll just beat the shit out of her. Laugh there, so stupid, but I was cracking up.
Yeah. Yeah, and then that end fight where they're like turning into different animals and stuff like that, and
Mhm.
she's a cat, she falls off the castle,
Mhm.
and the guy and it just paints these two guys, he's like, I did not order this
Yeah.
trampoline. It's like the most random shit.
Well, they have a scene where it's zooming out of the castle, and it's there's a monkey
Yeah,
and
monkey eating a bug or something.
a bug, and he's like,
Mhm.
what's the monkey and the bug for? Like that was just unnecessary animation just for entertainment value. Like
Well, that's like Pixar when they used to make like bloopers, and it's like they just animated everything to do that. You can't have a
Yeah.
blooper in that.
Well, yeah, and this movie did too the thing where it's like it starts off where he's a llama already and he's at his
Mhm.
lowest. He's like he's a
Yeah.
loser and saying all that, and then cuts back to a couple days before,
Mhm.
well,
which
you gotta
Mega
gotta
Mind did that, and like a bunch of animated movies have done that.
Good old
Yeah.
Megamind.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
so
You got to think, Brian, there are actually probably, I mean, if you think about it, like they probably do animate stuff that they just decide, like in the final cut, like, no, we're not going to put that in.
Yeah,
So
fair.
it is kind of like they do actually, I get your point. Like a blooper in real life is like, oh my gosh, that was silly. Like, but they probably literally do make some of these scenes, and like in the final cut,
Yeah,
they're
you
just
got a
like,
point. You got a point.
yeah, they're
I'm
just
trying to
like,
think
nah,
what
don't put that in.
maybe it was Toy Story. It was either Toy Story or no, yeah, it was Toy Story. I almost said it was Monsters Inc. maybe, but I think it was Toy Story 2 or 3 where they like did fake bloopers at the end.
Yeah,
I can't
that's
remember
what
what
I was
animated movie
thinking
that
of.
was.
Oh,
Or maybe that's
okay.
Bugs Life or something. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
It
think
was like in
where
the
they
credits. It's like
they actually have the thing. It's like cut.
yeah, they pretend like they're actual like actors as
I
toys.
think that was a Toy Story.
That was
Yeah,
one
I
of the
think it is
Toy
Toy Story
Stories.
now I'm
Yeah.
thinking about
Like
it.
Toy Story
Maybe
2,
2?
I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, see,
That's
that's what
funny.
I was talking about. That
Okay,
was
yeah,
them
that
just fucking around. They're like, hey, here's
literally, yeah.
Yeah, I completely
Creating
forgot about
bloopers.
that till you said that.
Yeah, that was just animators like just getting like I don't know bored, wanted something else to do. I actually was reading, I never finished it, but a book on it's somewhere behind me. But on like the creation of Pixar. So interesting those guys, like how they made those movies and like what went into them. They're like
Yeah, especially to
hardest
start.
project. One of them was actually Toy Story 2. Like they thought it was going to be a complete flop. It was going to fail. Like people were spending like 70-hour weeks, like just trying to get the film out. Like it's kind of interesting. Because nowadays I feel like, I don't know, there's not that same devotion to work. Like with like art, with like the art space, at least, like think like, video games, movies, like, I don't know. It seemed maybe it was because we were younger.
Well, see, and like that's like the argument we have for a lot of stuff, but I think it generally does come down to them taking their time and like getting shit like executed right, you know? Like I
It
feel
was
like
less
there's
like
not
about the shareholder, and it was more about like the actual
like, hey, we're
thing
gonna
that,
give this fucking like great movie. Like
yeah,
it's for
the
kids, but also it's gonna hold up like for
yeah,
years
like I think
on.
there was more control given to like the people in charge of the design and the art. Now
Mhm.
it's like this needs to do this like X number or you're all fired, and this needs to have this inserted joke here. Like I feel like there's a lot of, I mean, I don't know, I'm not in the industry. I'm literally just
Yeah.
ranting right now. But I feel like
Yeah,
there's
but
probably a lot of inserting like, oh, this joke should be here. This should, versus back then it seemed like it just flowed.
yeah, like to bring it back home to exactly that point. This one they're just having fucking fun. Like they have a
Yeah.
good story, they have a good fucking cast for voice actors, and they're just having fun with it. You have the dude breaking the fourth wall. You have unanswered questions that get answered in the most bullshit way because, hey, it's a kids movie. Who cares? Like, they just have fun with it. And like, what also is weird to think is how short this movie is. Like, I don't think they would greenlight an hour 19 fucking like animated movie unless it was going straight to streaming. Like, this came out in theaters.
Yeah.
Like, that's I feel like we won't see that anymore.
Minimum, you're looking at 90 minutes. You need at least an hour and a half now. I feel like, or you just won't even make it to the theater. Maybe I'm wrong.
And then realistically, it's an hour 19, like so it says, but 7 minutes is credits. So really, it's like an hour 12, and they told a great tale. You get emotional by the end of it. Like, that's fucking awesome.
And it's got like an underlying message that isn't too deep. Like, kind of like, I guess you could say, like, no matter where you're at in life, like, look out for one another. I guess would be
think of others.
No, were you guys picking up on that ethical background of Kant in the back? This movie's just so much bigger than it is. You guys were watching the movie, but I was watching the movie. All right, I was living in
it. So for you, those of you that are just listening and can't see Brian, he's not smoking.
Pull up the Elon Musk picture.
We didn't even mention Kronk's angel and devil talking to him. I always love those scenes too. Yeah
because why does he got a dress on?
Did you guys ever as a kid think in your head, like, hey, I wonder if that's ever going to happen to me? Like, if I'm going to have that on my shoulder, to make decisions.
And instead I realized I might just have schizophrenia.
See, along the way, I just realized, wait, there is no one there. That's just the people inside my head.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I think we got to everything. If you guys want to get into trivia, we can. I'm trying to think if we forgot any other funny scenes. I just love the whole diner part. Is the best.
Dude, the diner part, I forgot about the menu. When they're both like, he fucking picks up the menu, she puts it down. Then she picks up the menu, he puts it down. I love that shit, dude.
I like how too they both order something and then she says something totally different. They start laughing. Like, it's like whatever they ordered, they're not even gonna get. And they said like something onion log never even shows up. Like, just
that was funny too. The lady kept having names. She's like, I need 2 grease patties and a fucking deep fried whatever.
Chili fry. And then Kronk, when he's going to cook, he's like, says a completely different like line of words. And he's like, coming right up. But Josh, you want to throw us into trivia here?
Yeah, the one part too I liked a lot was when Kronk woke up and he's like, that peasant never paid.
Yes,
never paid for his food.
That scene, and then he sits and goes, that's the guy that had the bag with the emperor in it.
Went back to sleep, woke up, then noticed that.
My boy doesn't get enough credit. All right, everyone thinks he's just
I loved every time he was on scene.
Right.
Yeah. All right, let's get into trivia here. The original ending was Kuzco building his huge summer home on the hill next to Paca, but famous artist Sting, who made the music for a lot of this movie, sent a note to the producers objecting that Kuzco has not really changed and would or learned from his experiences, and that he shouldn't be in a huge mansion and they should live in a normal home.
From the soundtrack guy?
Sting, yeah, you've never heard Sting.
Shout out him.
Yeah. Patrick Warburton improvised when Gronk hummed his own theme song when he was carrying Kuzco in the bag to the waterfall. Disney's legal department had Warburton sign all the rights to the humming composition over to them.
Wow,
that's crazy.
Come on, Disney. Gee.
Don't even get me started with Disney's conspiracies.
All right,
he just made it up on the day.
We're trying to make a movie podcast. Shut up.
Paca's wife is pregnant in the movie. According to the DVD commentary, this is the first Disney animated feature to have a pregnant woman in it.
Good for them. Way to be inclusive.
Yeah.
Early on, too. 2000.
Yeah. Paca's name means earth in the Incan language. I hope I said that right. This could refer to his round shape and his green shirt.
I just love John Goodman is that big of a beast too, so like it worked really well.
Yeah, I feel like he kind of did look like the character a little bit. Right. Two subtle visual jokes is when Yazama pours the drink into the cactus plant after Cusco's neck transforms. The cactus turns into the shape of a llama. When Kronk is trying to hide in the background of Cusco's bag, the scene pulls back to reveal that the painting of the two figures are pointing at Kronk. That's cool too. I didn't notice that.
I didn't notice that.
Cusco is named after the ancient capital of the Incas, Cusco. The city still exists to this day in elevation and is 11,200 feet up above the Earth's crust. So I think that's pretty cool. It's cool that's still around, I guess, and that it's actually based off something like that. So that's kind of a cool little tie-in to the real world, I guess. I don't know.
Roll right into the review with the fun facts there. I'll start. And also I will mention Mike is not on this review, but
and if you want to hear his score, go check out the website. Is that what you're gonna say?
I was gonna say is
smallguyspodcast.com.
Smallguyspodcast.com.
Go check out Mike's score.
Or you can listen in the next 10 seconds when Bella says it.
All right.
No, we need some incentives for people to check out the website.
Yeah. All right. I actually won't.
And check us out on YouTube too.
He definitely didn't give it an 86 out of 100. That'd be fucked up.
Oh, nice. Told him the wrong score.
Yeah,
you told him the wrong score.
That was actually the wrong
Don't say the
score.
right one.
I won't. All right. So check out the website if you want the right score.
If you want to actually know the score.
But that's kind of weird because I want to give it an 86 out of 100.
Oh,
so
wow. So you guessed your
this
score right.
Yeah, Brian's reading my mind, which is a little bit strange. So yeah, I'm giving this an 86 out of 100. Fun kids movie, short watch. Somehow, if you haven't seen it, spend the hour 10 minutes and give it. You won't regret it. You'll at the very least throw it on while you clean or do something. You'll be entertained.
I watched it at work and I was having a great time.
I was gonna say it's a silly movie. It's goofy. It's worth the if you have kids and you're a listener, make sure they've seen this one. It's funny. It's what rated G. Or is it PG?
Yes.
G.
Wow. G. Rated G. So your kids can watch this one. This is Small Guy's first ever G-rated movie. I can definitely say that. We have not done...
you guys went. Oh, was Minions PG?
I think we've done a G one before.
Was Minions not G?
I don't know. I'll look it over after. I feel like I don't know if we did or not.
I may be wrong on that actually, but I feel like this is the first G-rated movie.
G-rated Rewind.
True. There we go.
That is definitely true. But
last week we did one that was rated X, so we're all over the place.
Yeah, make sure your kids don't watch both of these.
It's a trip watching back to back.
No, it really is.
I mean, this was a palate cleanser after that last one. Fuck.
Yeah. It was nice. It's nice to do something different, but I'm comfortable with an 86.
Nice. I'm gonna backpack right off that. Coming in a little bit lower. I'm sorry to say it. Gotta do it. 85. 85 out of 100. It's a lot of fucking fun. The only thing, it's great that it's a quick watch, but I wish we could have got like 15 more minutes. Just because, again, every voice actor in this was fun as hell. They had great chemistry. It felt like it's fun. Again. Josh, can you include the picture of the map thing that I sent you? Because that scene, hands down, like I was cracking up at that. I love that shit. I live for this shit. But yeah, definitely, like Andrew said, if you haven't seen it somehow, which crazy. Well, also though, you're in for a treat because you've never seen one of the best animated movies for 2000. This was 2000. We would have been like a year old.
Yeah.
Yeah, so to grow up with this movie, it's definitely a good watch. So get out there and watch it if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, but it's been a while, like us, go fucking rewatch it. You'll have a great time.
Yeah, I remember watching this movie all the time growing up. So it's definitely like a lot of nostalgia there. And I was a huge fan of the TV show growing up. It came out in 2006 and 2007, so both season 1 and 2. And it was on the Disney Channel, and I just remember watching it there and loving it on there too. Cause, I think this movie being the way it was so powerful enough for it to be able to spin off into a show and be successful on there too. So, and that really just shows how great the characters were and the bonds that they had together. And like Brian said, at the end, it does get a little emotional. They end up becoming like best friends and everything like that, living next to each other. So, and obviously everyone remembers Kronk, and great memes came out of that movie. And yeah, so I'm gonna give the movie an 84. I think it's a really good, but like these guys said, if it could have been just a little bit longer, give us a little bit more, and the plot's pretty straightforward, So
Oh yeah,
Uh,
no, it's not very complex, and it doesn't have like the same emotional like grasp that like like a Pixar movie does. This is
Mhm.
pretty
yeah,
simple. It's got its like
yeah,
you said,
Yeah.
it's cute, it's emotional.
Again,
But
this one just felt fun. They were like, "Hey, here's an
yeah,
idea. We'll get a good message across to a bunch of kids, and we get to have again these great fucking actors and actresses come in to this animated
yeah,
film and like make it
with
come
a
to life
different
for you."
this is like a different animation style too to what Pixar would have been
and it holds
doing
up
at the
well
time.
too, I'd say.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
does.
it looks
Yeah.
good. It's
So
like the same animation they use for like Hercules and like Little Mermaid.
Yep,
those are
yep,
all
I'm a,
Disney
yep,
I'm a
yep.
movies.
fan.
That
Yeah.
older Disney style.
Lion King, even.
Yo, yeah, I
Yeah,
joked
so
about it. My manager had walked by. It's like, "Are you watching fucking Emperor's New Groove?" And I go, "Yeah." And he like looks at my emails. He goes, "You haven't got an email in like 20 minutes." And I go, "I know." And he goes, "All right, carry on." And then
that movie's goated.
I honestly, I might watch Hercules after. And he goes, "Let me know when you do. I'll start it at the same time."
Yeah, I feel like that's actually probably one of the few like movies that boss would be okay with you watching at work because it's you don't even need your brain on to watch.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Emperor's New Groove. That didn't require you to really take too much away from work. You could just keep on working and have that on the background
Yeah,
as entertainment value. But
but we'll be back
yep.
Friday. Super Mario and Air. Brian, you'll be here, right?
For Air for sure. I don't know if I'm gonna have
Okay.
time to watch Mario. I'm gonna be a little busy this weekend.
All right.
That's all good.
Yeah, so we'll be back Friday. We're reviewing both those, so both seem
Go
like good
ahead,
movies.
give us a
Well,
like, subscribe on YouTube, please. Check us out. That's
didn't
where we're
Mario like
trying to push growth. Sorry, Brian, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, didn't Mario like get like not certified fresh?
Well, so from when we're recording this, because Mario's technically not out yet, for us.
Mhm.
Mario, I think by critics has like a 52% run, but audiences
46.
it's in the 46. Sorry, by audiences it's got a 97 right now. So
All right,
from
Wow,
what I
good.
checked like an
that's
hour
Good,
ago.
quite
good,
the
good.
variance.
Yeah, so fuck the critics, but we should see.
No, I feel
No,
like
technically that's what we are.
usually when that happens, we tend to fall somewhere in the between.
Yeah, I'm
Somewhere in between the
imagining we're gonna
critics.
give this like a 70.
Yep, I'm
That's
thinking
my
the same.
guess.
But hey, who
But-
knows?
All right,
I
boys.
love you guys. I'll see you on
All
the
right.
game.
See ya. Love ya.
See ya.